Hello guys, Joe from Makgeolli, and we are inside the Makgeolli brewery. And well, I've been postponing this video for quite some time, but now that I'm jumping into this YouTube Makgeolli-making wagon, I've decided to finally release this video that I think needs to be addressed for many makgeolli beginners, or even already if you've made makgeolli a couple of times, then if you might ask why your makgeolli sucks or is not that great, then this might be something that you're doing wrong. So today we're going to be focusing on two of the biggest mistakes from one of the biggest makgeolli videos that's currently on YouTube. So let's go. Okay, so who am I talking about? I am talking about the Korean 닭강정, or cooking sensation, which is Maangchi.
Hello everybody! Check this out! This is my baby!
Now, I love Maangchi in some way. Well, I didn't know crap about Korean cooking before. And I guess she was one of the first books I picked up quite easily because, well, being it's written in English, right? I've heard comments here and there about her cooking skills and whatnot, but again, that's not point of this video. But I still give her a lot of credit for, again, coming out with YouTube content in order to promote Korean cooking, besides just, you know, your regular kimchi and kimbap that everyone seems to already know, right? But one of my biggest concerns is that her makgeolli making video, it ranks the top on YouTube. As a matter of fact, you can type in just makgeolli on the search and you'll see her video either in number 1 or number 2, which it's quite a problem. And it's still, that video was, I guess, posted 8 years ago too. So it's quite some time for somebody to update that. If you're hearing me out, Maangchi team or Maangchi, Nuna. In any case, I'm here to, and people are commenting about that video too. So I'm here to kind of give my 2 cents because, you know, I'm a makgeolli brewer. I own a makgeolli brewery here in Seoul, South Korea called Makgeolli. We have resources for makgeolli making if you are either a beginner, intermediate, or advanced. We also have a online course, but enough of self-promoting myself. Let's talk about the 2 biggest mistakes from that video, okay? Okay, so the red flag number 1 that I see in that video is that Maangchi tends to cook her rice. Now, I'm not a big fan of adding, you know, cooking your rice. So what I mean is she adds her rice and then she adds water on top of it and then she turns the stove on and she starts cooking. Now, there's a couple of reasons why I don't recommend this. So there's 2 ultimate goals that we want to achieve, and that is getting good kodubap. Now, kodubap is chewy rice. So our rice should eventually turn out not overcooked or not undercooked. It should be chewy and al dente. Now, one quick tip that might sound too simple or too dumb is if you eat your rice that you just made, and if you like it, then your makgeolli is gonna like it. If you have that rice and you hate it, then what do you think your makgeolli is gonna think about it? He's not gonna like it either, right? So when you tend to cook your rice, like Maangchi does here, then you tend to overcook the rice, okay? When that happens, usually when the rice is overcooked, then the enzymes, or the little guys that are inside our nuruk, which is our fermentation starter, they won't be able to break that down. And if that doesn't happen, then nothing happens. So you just end up with really bad makgeolli or just smelly water. Hiya! Yeah, nobody wants that, right? So what should you do instead? So the best thing to do, okay, and myself as a makgeolli brewer for many years, is steaming your rice. Now, steaming your rice will do, again, that good job into cooking your rice al dente or making it chewy without any issues, okay? Now, if you want to learn more about jumping into your first makgeolli recipe, then we have a video about that, the chapsal makgeolli recipe, or the first makgeolli recipe you should start. So please check that out. And if you have any questions, please write it on the comments, right? So the second red flag, or number 2. Okay, now this is probably the most shocking.
Emotional damage.
And in this case, Maangchi is cooling her rice using a dehydrator.
For my rice here, this is a basket. This is electric dehydrator, has many baskets.
That is, please, a no-no. Do not dehydrate your rice. As you can see in this picture, when she pulls out her rice is overly dried. You don't want your rice to be like that. In fact, we need some moisture inside that rice in order to make makgeolli. Now, yes, so that's a big no-no. Imagine centuries ago too, when they started making sul. Now, sul is the Korean word for Korean alcohol. But imagine these people back then, they didn't have dehydrators. And you don't need one. I've never used it for more than 10 years. So, again, skip that part. If you get a dehydrator, you're more prone to making mistakes. Because again, every dehydrator has different settings. Okay? So, you're going to mess things up. Okay? You want to make things very simple. I'm pro making things simple. So, skip the dehydrator part. Do not use it. It's more cleaning too. Okay? And I don't want you to spend your money on that. So, again, skip it. What you should do instead. So, once we finish steaming and not cooking our rice, like in the Maangchi video, once we steam our rice, essentially, I always say the magic number is 40 minutes, okay? But again, I don't want to make this video overly complicated. There's a reason why 40 minutes seems to be the right time. So check that out in our other resources. But once you finish steaming our rice, what we want to do is we want to cool our kodubab, okay? So here's the thing too, and another mistake that I see sometimes in other people's makgeolli making videos is that they just put the rice on the counter, okay? If you do that, then there's not going to be airflow underneath, okay? And you're just literally cooling on one side, and it's going to be uneven. You want to cool both sides thoroughly at the same time to room temperature. So again, in order to do that, you need to create some sort of elevation. Now, this is the setup that I use. It's pretty cheap. You can copy it. Or as long as you're using some sort of elevation and putting your rice on top of something that can generate some airflow, then you're good. Okay? We don't need a dehydrator again. Just let the air around you, help cool your rice. And as a matter of fact, if you are living in a hot weather, or if it's summer in Korea, if for some reason, then cooling your rice might take a little bit longer. Set a fan a few feet apart from it and let that thing blow it. Obviously don't go and have a drink with your friends and leave your rice unattended. That's going to overly dry your rice. And guess what? There's no re-steaming. So do not leave your rice unattended, but you can use a fan to help you in the process of cooling your rice. So guys, I hope that those are the two biggest things. Now there's other parts that I'm like, when it comes to her makgeolli making video. If you want to make makgeolli the easy way and the good way, especially the good way, then check out our video. And I hope that this video reaches many more makgeolli enthusiasts. Okay, I know that if you are a beginner makgeolli brewer and you want to make it consistently good tasting, or make something that tastes good, then you're gonna have to do it a couple of times. The reason mainly is because a lot of people mess up in the steaming rice process. Now there's other mistakes that people do. I'm not gonna point all of these out. Now we're gonna make more videos about that. And if you have a certain problem, then also write on the comments below and we'll try to help you addressing that issue. And again, guys, yes, making makgeolli is a great hobby. It's a great starter for home brewing your own alcohol, and it's very friendly. So I encourage you guys to try Korean makgeolli, okay? And if you enjoy Korean meal, then pairing with it is absolutely heaven. Okay, thanks guys. Hope to see you in the next video. Peace out.